Welcome back to my channel. Today it is all about our base face, okay? It is one of the most important steps in makeup because your makeup routine is only going to be as good as your base face and your skincare. So if you want to see how we go from this to a little more perfected look of this, then keep on watching. Make sure you comment down below if you have any questions or just want to say hi. And I hope you love this video. So let's talk base face today. Base face for me basically just means the products I use under my foundation, and then also my foundation, my concealer, my bronzer or contour, or both if I'm feeling feisty, and then some blush and some highlights. All right, so I get asked a lot of times kind of what are my must-haves, what do I use, and what's the process, so let's get going. So the very first thing I do is a toner. The best toner that I have used is gonna be rose water. If you have not used rose water on your face or never really heard of rose water, I really suggest you do some research. It is really an awesome product. It's a toner, so it's gonna shrink your pores. It minimizes redness. It also helps with sunburns. And it just really preps your skin for what you're about to do to it. Okay, so I just take this little bottle and I just spray it all over my face. Not to mention, it smells amazing, and scientific research, we all know that sounds fancy, shows that the scent of roses actually relaxes you. So for a mom of 3, we know that I need all the relaxation I can get, okay? So there's that too. All right, so after rose water, I kind of let that sit in a little bit, and then we go in with moisturizer. I have very oily skin, and for the longest time, I refused to do moisturizer on my face because I was like, oh my God, no way, I'm not putting more, crap on my face. It's gonna make it look more greasy. But the problem is if you are oily skin and you don't use a moisturizer, your face is gonna try and compensate for that and produce more oils. So it's really gonna ruin your makeup and just make you break out more and just make you feel more icky, okay? So make sure you are doing a moisturizer. Dry skin girls, obviously you're already moisturizing because it sucks, but oily skin girls, do not be afraid of a good moisturizer. I use Younique's Divine Daily. It is one of the best ones that don't break me out, and it doesn't leave me feeling like kind of like greasy film over my face, okay? So it is actually my favorite. Find your favorite and use it, but don't not use it. Okay. All right, after moisturizer, one of the most important things that I use that a lot of women probably skip is primer. Ladies, it is the same concept as if you were priming your walls for painting, okay? You wanna put your primer on. It's gonna give you the truest color of all of the makeup you put on your face. It's gonna fill in all those fine lines and wrinkles so your foundation doesn't start to go into those and just look like Cryptor of the Keep. Keeper of the Crypt. Anyways, words are not my favorite. Okay, so I just put a little bit on. What I'm gonna do is I basically put it in the center of my face first and then massage it out. Okay, the T-zone is usually gonna be the oiliest area for anybody, and that's really where you want a lot of the primer to be concentrated. So I always like to put it down the center and then just massage it out. Now, you wanna let your primer sit for a couple minutes, okay? But I just want that primer to kind of set before I add anything on it. Otherwise, you're just gonna mix it in with what you're about to put on top, and it's just gonna be a hot freaking mess, okay? So be patient and let it sit for a minute. So after we have done all the steps to prep our skin, we are now finally getting to our foundation. And it is the Younique Mineral Touch Liquid Foundation. What I have found with this foundation is it goes on liquid, but it sets itself to a powder, and it is so lightweight. Literally, ladies, you cannot feel it at all. It literally feels like you have nothing on your face. And what is awesome about it with it being mineral is it's not making my face worse. Now, what I do is I will take some drops, okay, literally a dropper, like it's liquid, all right? And I just start to kind of place it just in dots around my face. Pretty cute, right? All right, next up, I take a brush. I don't want to blend it in with my fingers only because the oil from your fingers is going to kind of separate it. You don't want that to happen. And also, anytime applying foundation, either with a brush or a blender, it's just going to look better. It's going to look more flawless. It's going to just look better. And I just take it and I just start kind of blending it in, I guess. Can I just mention that this foundation smells like heaven too? This literally smells like you're laying on a beach. Next up in my base face routine is concealer. Now, you can use concealer 2 different ways. I actually have 2 different concealers that I use. One to conceal, hence the name, to just kind of put a little extra coverage on this little friend of mine here. We'll call him Eddie, and we're gonna cover up Eddie. Now we're gonna go in lighter. I do about 2 to 3 shades lighter than my actual color. We're going to put it right under my eyes in a V shape, okay? Okay, I put a little bit down the center of my nose, not a ton, and just a tad on my chin. Then we're gonna take that Real Techniques and we are going to blend it in. Next up, since we used a cream concealer, we want to set it with a powder. Don't put a ton on there or you're gonna end up with cake face, okay? That is the main reason why I love Youniques, is because it's so finely milled. It's really hard to make yourself look cakey with this stuff. It's amazing. After we get done with the foundation and the concealer, you can kind of see that my face is very one-dimensional. Okay, I don't wanna leave it one-dimensional, okay? It's not natural. So, a lot of people wonder what the difference is between bronzing and contouring. So I'm gonna bronze on one side and I'm gonna contour on my other side just to kind of show you, and you guys can kind of decide which one's for you. So with bronzing, it's not as precise as the contouring, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your bronzer and a big kind of fluffy brush, all right? I'm gonna swirl it around, knock off the excess, and with the bronzer, you're just gonna kind of lightly touch it on your cheek area. If you have a bigger forehead like me, because I've got a 4-finger forehead, just gives you that nice warmth. Look at that. Compared to this side where it's all one-dimensional, and then here we've got just some warmth back into our face. All right? Contouring is a whole new ballgame, but it's not difficult. But here's just an easy way, quick way to contour. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go up to where your ear starts, kind of the tip of your ear. You're gonna bring it down along that cheekbone, and you're not gonna go any further than the corner of your eyes. And if you don't really know kind of where, just push on here, and where that cheekbone is you wanna go right underneath that cheekbone. Okay, so I just lightly kind of swirl it in right there, okay? Then I'm gonna bring it up really close to my hairline, because I have a bigger forehead. If you have a rounder forehead, you don't need to contour your forehead, okay? And then we're gonna bring it down just a little on our temple, and we're just gonna kind of blend this out just a little bit. Okay, so bronzer, you've got your whole cheek warmed up. Contour, you've got just a kind of a stark little shadow right here just to add like some cheekbone. If you have a very square face, if you put just a little bit of contour on that square part that pops out here, it's gonna help soften your chin line a little bit, okay? The final step in my base face is gonna be blush. When we put on all of the foundation, the concealer and everything, it takes that natural pink out of your cheeks that you wanna add back in. So what I do is I just kind of take a slanted brush and I just kind of pat it right on my cheekbone, right on top of that contour. Okay, if you have a really round face, you don't want to do your cheeks, okay? Don't put blush on your cheeks. You want to bring it back a little bit and put it right on top of that contour, and it's going to help your face look less round, and it's going to thin it out. So that is the final step for my base face.